Y'all could hear me. Hey guys, how you doing? Happy Hump Day Wednesday. Hope you had a fantastic week. Sorry y'all didn't hear me before, and I hope y'all heard the video. I hope y'all heard the video. I hope y'all heard the video. Yes, how are you doing? I hope everybody's week has been going great so far. Hope everybody having a great evening. And I am up here again. Yes. And tonight I want to talk about I was on another channel rolling with seven. We rolling with seven. They have a family channel and they have, their own little husband and wife channel also. So check them out, Rolling with Seven. And we was talking about, he was talking about, I should say, um, what can we do to save our youth and young adults? Because there's so many of our youth and young adults that's you see them on the streets, you see them doing a little this, a little that. Hey, believe in yourself. I mean, hey, Mike, how you doing? Oh, you couldn't hear me. Yeah, now you do, right? I know I had my speaker off. Sorry about that. And yes, and it was talking about how, what can we do to um help to get our youth and young adults, you know, like into something off the streets. So first of all, let me start with prayer. Father God, thank those that's coming in the room today. Bless them as they come into the room. He that has the ear, let him hear what thus said the Lord. May this word tonight be a help to our youth and our young adults, and to the parents to have more of awareness on their children, and to help um, our youth and young adults and stop the violence. Stop the violence. We got to stop the violence in Jesus' name, amen. Um, I was saying, we need mentorship programs, mentors for our brothers and our sisters. We need mentorship programs where our young adults can come and talk to someone, about their issues, about their problems, or something like that. Sometimes they need an ear besides auntie, uncle, or their siblings, or even their mom and dad. Sometimes you can talk to a stranger and you'll tell a stranger more than you would tell, your parents and stuff like that. Let me get rid of this here troll here. Okay. And we I think we need more job development for our youth and young adults. We need youth partnerships, for certain age groups, because you can't take a 14-year-old and put them with the 20-year-olds, because their issues are different and their mindset is different. So it should be um, youth partnerships for our young women and our young men for a certain group of age and another group of age. Also, too, there's a lot of homelessness within our young people. Parents are putting out their kids at the age 18, 17, and 16, for whatever issues, either mom is dealing with this guy and the guy don't like the kids and this, that, and the other. And especially if you have a boy, and because boys are always close to their moms. So when they see somebody else coming in on their mom, it's going to be a little problem there, unless that person takes out the time to sit and talk with that young man, that young lady, and have a little conversation and get to know the woman's children. And sometimes the woman be like, for the love of my man, you got to go. So there's a lot of that creates a lot of homelessness. It creates a lot of runaways from situations where mom or dad had a new whatever going on in the house, and they start to abuse the child because they don't want to be, somebody doesn't want to be bothered, or they just don't matter anymore. So it creates a lot of homelessness, and we need a lot of safe havens. A lot of people don't like to go into shelters. So we need a lot of safe havens for our young adults where they can go to by age group, and there are some out there that they can go to be, in a safe place for either short term or long term, where they can get assistance to help them to get into their own development, and just to get them like on their way, educational and job mental. Um, referrals is a must. We have to it's okay to get out there and talk to the young people and whatnot. And when they're seeking for help and looking for help, it's good to have some referrals, not only just talk to them, but direct them in a place to go. Direct them in a place to go. And the main thing is being humble and being meek, and know how to approach a person and talk with a person without being judgmental with the person. So I think that has a lot to do with, it's a start on saving our young youth and young adults. And sometimes, we don't have the mentorship programs and stuff like that. At the individual, just get out there and talking to our young brothers and sisters. That's mentorship right there. That's mentorship right there. And if they listen to you, they'll start trusting you, and you can lead them in certain ways to go. Even if you're doing mentorship on your own as a person in the community, that you're talking to the young guys out there, you're talking to the young girls out there, be knowledgeable or information, or have some information to give them, that, okay, why don't you go check out this? Why don't you go check out that? Apply yourself, go back to school, encourage them. And I think that'll relieve or help to save some of our young people, because really our young people, they don't have trust in a lot of people. They always got their guard up. The reason why they always had their guard up is because the way people approach them. We have the little drug dealers that's on the corners. We have the little women that's strung out on drugs and whatnot. We have our rebellious youth, and they're already going through something. That's why they're doing or acting the way they do. So we don't need to add on to what's already going on in their lives. We want to give them some type of hope, something to look forward to. So we don't want to just come up on them and just be No, we want to sit back and we want to listen, because that's what they don't have, is a listening ear. Somebody that's going to sit back and listen to what our young people have to say. Instead of just being, just jumping on their backs for out there doing this, that, and the other. So you have to have that certain approach, and everybody's not capable of knowing how to talk to somebody on the street. Some people are just too aggressive. Some people are just too hard. Some people are just too judgmental. Some people just talk straight hell and doom on them, and they don't need to hear that. They don't need to hear that, because that's already the direction they're going in. We're trying to pull them back. We're trying to, win back our black and brown, white, whatever race or whatever they may be through. A child is a child, and there is no color when it comes to a child. But definitely our inner city kids, in whatever city you live in, whatever borough you live in, your community, you're part of your community, like it or not. And people can change what's going on in a community. Sometimes it takes that one person just to start something up. Maybe every Saturday at 1:00. Well, we're going to meet a little here. We're going to talk to these here guys and this, that, and the other. But first, we have to get out there and win them over. We have to get out there and win them over. And just having a simple conversation. You can see this same dude on the street. He out there selling drugs and this, that, and other. You can pass by, hey, what's up, my man? This, that, another, slap. You come back and see him again. What's up, dude? What's going on? This, that, another. And when they start to see you, they start to talk to you a little bit more. And trust me, they are looking for love. They are looking for the right attention, and they are looking for a way out. But in their mind, they're going to take the first thing that they see to do, to grab hold on something, especially if they've been put out from their homes. The first thing they're going to do, they need that fast money because they got to survive. The first thing a woman's going to do is she's going to hook up with the first dude that she see. Then she's in a toxic relationship because the dude already knows she ain't got nowhere to go and nobody cares about her. So I could just treat her any old type of way. So they're going to do what they need to do for survival. And that's the sad part. We can't give up on our kids. We cannot give up on our kids. It don't come with a rule book. Yes, they get on your nerve. Sometimes they don't listen. Most times they don't listen. They think they know everything, yes. But there's a part of them that still need their mom and their dad. There's a part in them. There's still that little kid in everybody that you can still reach in there and just pull that part out, you know. But I think we take the easy way out and just say, there's the door, get out. You want to do X, Y, and Z? Get out. You know, how can you put them out and they have absolutely nothing? You know, well, they don't listen. They don't do this and they don't do that. Nobody gave us a rule book for our kids. Tough love, sometimes you have to give them tough love. Sometimes it's all right to tell them to get out and let them feel it for a day or two, but don't keep them out there. Don't keep them out there. I have given my daughter tough love because I knew she was going to a cousin's house or something like that day. I knew where she was. Everybody would call me and tell me where she was. So I would say, you want to be grown? You want to be this? You want to be that? Okay. There's the door. Let's see how grown you're going to be without me. Let's see how you make it, how far you make it without me. Because you're not ready for what's out there just yet. You're not ready yet. You think you are, but you're not. But if you want to test the water, go ahead. But that was after. I put on a pair of sneakers quick. I'm going to track mine down. I am a track star. So that's different about us old school parents. We don't let things go that easy. But these days and times, it's like the moms are young, the kids are young, they're growing up with the parents and stuff like that. The mom is already aggravated, irritating at the age of 35 because she started having kids too young, 4, 5, and 6 kids. She ain't never took a break. So now it's like, whatever, you know, going ahead. Some of them, child can sell drugs. That's another income for the house. I know what he out there doing. But as long as he coming in here bringing me some dough, I don't care. But then when he's 6 foot under or in jail, how you gonna sit there and boo hoo 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 when are you crying because you don't have the income no more, or are you crying because that's your child? You hate to see them be in that situation, but you knew all the time what they were doing. I don't know. So we have to just talk to them. Just a simple conversation if you can, and it could be even your one. Hey, Faith Joy, even the children in your family. You know, you got that rebellious niece, that rebellious nephew, cousin. You know, sometimes they need a little talk from auntie that never says nothing of this, that, and the other. You know, trust me, a child or a young adult will always listen to somebody. They will always listen to somebody. There is somebody out there that can reach that person. You know, it may not be mom and dad because those ones that pluck their nerves, so they're not trying to hear that. But it's always somebody out there that can reach that person. I do believe that. There's a lot of drug dealers, young drug dealers that me and my sister know. You know, and people just look at them. They be out there doing their thing, this, that, and other. But you know what they're doing. But you don't ridicule what they're doing. You build a relationship with them slowly. And then when they trust you, you have that talk with them. You know, y'all should be doing better. You know, y'all should be tired of being picked up by the cops. It's time to turn it around. It's time to do something with your life. You can't keep doing this all the rest of your life. You know, all you're doing is messing up your name and getting a felon. Hey, Problem Child, what you want, a felon or something like that there? It's like crazy. It's like crazy. So we have to be unlicensed mentor, and a mentorship is just talking with somebody, just building a relationship in your community. That's all it is, building a relationship in your community. And a lot of them have stopped doing what they was doing. Some unfortunately went to jail. Some unfortunately caught a bullet. But you know, God is always going to send a person to that person or whoever to try to talk to them. you know, and it's so sad to lose our young people, and we're losing them every single day. God word, Deb, you are a good mentor to the youth. I try to be. I try to be. I try to talk to as many as I can, and it's just not in my community. Hey, Rock Just Living. It's not just in my community. I try to reach out to even up on here. Is is never take your platform for granted. Never take your platform for granted. Can I try to come up on StreamYard? Sure, you can. Let me drop a link. Hold on. Um, Let me see. This thing is in my way. Let me hide that. Let me hit the invite. Okay. Anybody that wants to come up and talk, they go to the link right there. If you do, we're talking about saving our youth and young adults. Our youth and young adults, because there's too much going on these days that sometimes you just sick and tired of looking at the news about this, that, and the other going on. Let me put up some of the comments that the people are saying. Thank you so much. Welcome, Rock Just Living. Sure, you can come up, Proud McShab, knowledgeable guy. Had the and I like for our young people to come up and voice their opinion. So he's going to try to come up. Sometimes he had the little issues with his internet. So let's see if it works. What's happening, bro? Unmute your mic.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Okay, hang on a second.
That's what. Yeah. So while we're waiting for him, let's see. Oops. Let me see. Let me add him back to the screen. A lot of people have no one to talk to and need someone like you so they can hear. That's true. Or like I was saying, never don't take your platform for granted, because there's people that's in your clouds and that's in your chat. That's because they're not going through something. Doesn't mean that they don't know somebody else that may be going through something. So they take the knowledge from what you're saying and they pass it on. So it's not always somebody that's in your chat. Um, is they pass on information, and then you may have somebody up in your clouds that's listening. I get a lot of people that does that, and they'll pop down and say, can I talk to you? Or I always say, well, hit me up on my Instagram, this, that, and other. And they come on my Instagram and I call them and we have a conversation from there. How you doing, brother? What's going on?
I'm blessed, alive, and grateful. Thanks. How you doing?
All righty. I was talking about our youth and young adults. So go ahead. I mean, you want to join? I mean, you have something to say? By all means, go ahead. The platform is
Yeah,
yours.
it's kind of like the topic that Eyes had in her chat. Like sometimes I touch on that on my chat, with the audience sometimes. And, I feel like a lot of these kids, they get lost early because their parents, they don't have parents at all. And, the
Right.
streets have a heavy influence on the youth, and
Mhm.
it's unfortunate because the kids look up to these rappers first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? I feel like for rap, and I'm a hypocrite of this. I be telling people, you have to let yourself know and get yourself in check before you can try to steer somebody else as a guide. And I look at rap like rap be promoting the destruction of us. And
Mhm.
these kids look at it like I got to get a fast dollar. That's the way I'm gonna do it.
Right.
I lived in Chicago for a lot of years, and a
Mhm.
lot of these kids they talk about when I'm trying to get out the hood, and most of them don't even see the age of 20 because the lifestyles they choose to live, and nobody understands but them. It's just
Mhm.
kind of like when I have this conversation with different people, not even just on here, like in my real life and personal life.
Mhm.
You don't have these conversations enough. And when we do, like, tempers flare because people have opposing views, and it's really
Right.
hard to like sit down about it. I mean, I've even said, I had a supporter on here who, he kind of just left YouTube because he was like, I'm tired of trying to liberate people who don't want to be. And I didn't know how to take it, but I did understand his frustration because it's like we making these empty efforts. Change is another topic that ideas get thrown around, but nothing really happens. And me personally, like I just explained this in my live stream yesterday, I
Mm-hmm.
don't vote. And it has something to do with my beliefs partially, but then also because I never put my faith in the system. I put my faith in God. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of these problems the system kind of fuels and creates, and then they on the news talking about we trying to clean up the problems, but not acknowledging that they're responsible for a lot of them. So
Right.
that's kind of my problem with the system. And then I always give people in my live stream, give me your thoughts. If I'm not looking for anybody to agree with what I'm saying entirely. I'm just saying, if you disagree, give me your perspective because I want to understand. But at the same time, I'm gonna still stand by what I say. Like I
Mhm.
just have no faith in the system. Just like every decision that's made in the US alone has an impact where it affects everywhere. So, for the youth, I just pray for it because, the devil, he working out here and a lot of people are playing into his palms. And, unfortunately, a lot of youth is choosing to be lost.
I see what you're saying, but sometimes we can't wait until the system does anything. Sometimes we have to, especially when it comes to our community, sometimes we just have to get a few brothers, a few sisters, or the both to come in together and just work out a small plan to start collabing. And when you take a small vision and put it together, it gets explosive because people start gravitating to it and jumping on it, and it gets bigger and bigger. And I think it can be done, but we have to stop being a monument, standing still and just talking about it, and start being a movement by getting out there and just talking to. It starts with just a simple conversation in our community. You know how you pass, like I said before, we pass by the same people every day, hanging out on the street, this, that, and other. The basketball courts in the summertime is a good place for mentorship while they out there playing ball and this, that, and other. You get out there and kick it with them a little bit, and that's how we start building relationships. And from that, you can say, you know what, y'all guys like to play ball, this, that, and other. Let's get a little something started. How about next Saturday at so and so o'clock, we get out here and we play against these three guys here. Y'all three guys show up and we play against y'all. And that's how things start building. And that's how people start making teams, and teams start making, start growing from there, and it becomes an organization. But we have to start out small. And the frustration and stuff comes in because, number one, we can't get frustrated because nobody's listening. They're listening, but sometimes don't have, you're not for that person. You may not be for that person. It maybe it takes somebody else to come in there and talk to them, but it shouldn't stop you, because there's a million of youth and young adults in this world that you can have a conversation or something with. It may not be on your block. It may be 5 blocks down. It may be in another little borough where your cousin or something like that live, but you still can make it grow from there. When people start hearing about, hey, so and so live over here, he's doing all this great stuff over there, we need to go over there and check that out. Then you start bringing that back to your community and starting something in your community. So you always have to keep moving. You always have to keep moving and keep thinking, and don't let nothing stop you if that's your passion. It has to be your passion, because your passion is going to keep you going. It's always going to keep you going. So I always told you that I think you would be a wonderful mentor to talk to the young guys out there. You are fantastic. The things that you say and the knowledge and the wisdom that you bring. It's just a matter of, don't think nobody's listening to you because they're coming to your channel.
That's right. I'm grateful.
You
I'm
know.
grateful, and one of my moderators, him and I, we both went out to Minneapolis to
Mhm.
protest for the George Floyd situation, right?
Right.
And one of my takeaways from that, aside from my brother, we
Mhm.
looked at it as, this is supposed to be a learning curve. But, I'm somebody who has been dealt with
Mm-hmm.
and you know, I faced excessive force. I've been put in the back of a squad
Right.
car, you know, and you know, I've been manhandled by police. I don't even have a record. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I took a lot of things I took away from that experience is I have no hope in the system. There are people with good means and good intentions, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, a lot of that gets concealed by the problem who has a higher position. And you know, I don't blame them because there are some pieces that they have a good vision, but the problem is the agenda that's bigger than them always comes to fruition. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like I try to explain to people because the narrative is always manipulated when people when we speak about this from our perspective, everybody want to tell us we better. And I am an activist. That's one of the things that I am. I've
Mm-hmm.
taken to the streets on a lot of
Right.
matters. And, you know, I always just pray like you
Mm-hmm.
just said, we gotta form a small build and then it has to grow within. You know, that comes with the process of a better plan. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, you know, I've talked to the other half too, where they just settle for complacency and for that you know, that kind of makes me lose hope at times because I'm like, you know, I don't need you to like me, but I just need us to work together so we can make some progress. And, you know, that's what I try to do. So I do my due diligence because I can't worry about everybody else.
Exactly. I was going to say that you keep going because don't let nobody put out the fire that's in you because it's going to happen. You know, everybody's not going to. They'll see and hear your vision, but some people believe in your vision, but just don't want you to be the one to do it. So you have to keep persevering. You have to keep moving on what you believe in. And I don't care if it start with the one person. If you can be a big brother to somebody, that's fine. But you making a change within someone in your community. So it starts with that one. It don't have to be a whole group at one time. You can one and then another one and then another one. And next thing you know, you got a lot of little brothers that looking up to you. I had people looking up to me since I was like 13. Like I said, when I was 13, I used to take out the whole block. I'm a 13-year-old kid walking down the street in 12, 13 with a whole block of kids taking them to the park. And their mothers used to leave them in my hands. I used to have at least about 20 of them. But they would all listen. I take them out to the park. I do it seemed like I always had that leadership in me. Didn't know it then. I don't took me to get saved and go to church to find out what was my gift and my talents. You know, when I got closer to God to find out. But when I look back, I see that it was always in me. So something that's always in you is going to always be your fire and always be your passion. It's not going to work how you want it to work, but eventually you keep up with it and it will. And it starts with just the one. So don't let nothing burn your passion away. Trust me, somebody's going to listen. Somebody's going to listen. And like I said, you have a lot in you, a lot in you. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Yep. And if you were here in New York, you know you have my support 110%.
I'm
Yeah.
grateful. You know, I look at every piece of where what's the problem is. And, you know, I learned from my pops at a young age, you know, you're not a man or a woman till you stop following your friends. And I had to learn that, you know, the hard way because I was kind of like hanging around, not really taking life serious until about my freshman year in high school, you know. And the thing is, I came out better for it. You know, my parents, they split when I was a, child, you know, at a young age. And, I'm a Caribbean kid. You know, I learned
Right.
that, you got to carve your own path at an early age too, because I took that to, heart. My parents like, we're not gonna be here forever. As a young man, I'm the only boy, I'm the youngest, I'm the baby. So
Uh-huh.
I learned real quick, like get yourself in check. And I've been on my own since 20 and I'm still trying to carve my own legacy because I'm a husband now. So I'm looking at like I gotta be a provider and a protector and bestow my vision upon my future children and
Right.
hope for the better. That's all I can do. So when
Mhm.
I see all this turmoil happening, when I can, if not on YouTube, I will stop and talk with a brother and like, we got to do better, for our communities and, let's work together one by one. And if I
Mhm.
could rally at least 10, then I feel like I've done my part, but it don't stop
Right.
there. So, I do understand what you're saying and I respect it.
Yeah. Keep doing what you're doing because I believe in you, bro. I really do. I believe in you, and so does Tiffany Q. UT. Tiffany Q U Okay.
Bless.
Believe
And
in what you're
salute,
saying.
Tiffany.
That's right. And that's all, that's what it takes. When somebody believes in your vision, but trust me, it'll come to pass. But there is, it's a time for everything. Just keep having your vision, keep seeing your vision, and it'll come to pass. Trust me, it will. It definitely will. And ooh, uh, Rock Just Living was saying that she thinks the churches should be more involved, more involved. The let's see. She thinks the church should play a better role in helping with problems in the community. Um, some churches do, and there's some churches that are so small that their thing is just trying to pull people in to get them off the streets. So I think the churches that can, well, I can only speak for mine. We're always doing things for the community, always doing things for the community, and always doing things to pull people in off the streets and whatnot. And but the leaders should get outside of the four walls a little bit more. They should get outside the four walls a little bit more and go into the community a little more than trying to get the community to come in. Sometimes you have to go out. And it's not that many ministries that go out anymore. You see the Jehovah Witnesses out there. You even see the Jews out there. And you see they have large congregations because they go to door knocking. They do. And the Jews, they stand with their own and gather them up. But the other small churches and stuff like that, you don't see that many ministries out there doing the work, as far as working out there in the community, because some churches have lost a lot and are so small that they could barely keep their lights and stuff on. So you don't see them out there doing as much community work from what I see. But back in my day, that's all they did. They used to have picnics in the front of the door. They bought toys and stuff in the parks and whatnot. Back in my day, we had a lot going on. Where now it's little or nothing. So it doesn't stop a person from their vision. It's just that we just have to do a little bit more if we care about our people and our community. So that's how I feel about that. But there are some churches that's doing a lot, and the pandemic showed me what churches are really, really out there here in New York City. And it was quite a few. Through all that was going on when it first happened, they were there. They was open 24/7. They were there doing their thing. But it could have been more. It could have been more. So I agree with you on that. It could have been more. Yes. Yes. So, true. One thing I have to say, the Jehovah Witnesses do have a lot of fire for the Lord trying to reach people. I'm not Jehovah Witness, but I respect about exactly. So, like I was saying, in order to reach our youth and stuff like that, we have to also give them, like referral. We can't just talk the talk and just walk away. We have to encourage them to put something, leave them with something. Leave them with, check out that little educational spot down here, that little educational spot down there. But yeah, anything more you want to add? Promise, Shal?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good conversation to have. I enjoy having it because, we got a bunch of different ideas for the better future. The only thing is, it's kind of like I always say, the problems are so large and compiled over time. Like you got institutionalized racism, prison reform, gun violence. Like it's just so much that you got to tackle. And I think when we get a large group to discuss it, like that's what I enjoy about panels. Everybody, even if you argue a little bit and squabble, you could still kind of come to some resolve. with a plan and try to put it into effect. But when we, get in the way of each other, I think that's holding things up too. Like sometimes we can be our biggest obstacle. And I felt like that with self, because I can only talk about, as far as myself. I can't speak for no one else. But I feel like sometimes I feel like I let myself down in the way of I could have made a change in a way possibly or made an impact where I just kind of sat back and, I feel like sometimes that guilt wears heavy like a cloud in a thunderstorm. And I think about that. But, you live and
Don't
you
let it
learn.
stop.
So now I got a chance to rectify it. So
Hmm.
I look back at it like it's a learning curve.
Yeah, and keep talking about it on your channel because people come. One thing about having a platform, you're talking to people all around the world. So just don't think in a box because people in the chat this, that, and other. Somebody is always coming back looking. Somebody's always coming back listening. So you don't know who your message may reach. It may not reach nobody in your chat, but it may reach somebody else. And maybe they didn't think about the way you said it or the idea or the vision that you had. And they may take that and use it. So don't take your platform for granted because they're not reacting right then and there. But somebody's always listening and somebody's always looking. So you are doing a great job. Keep it up and keep talking. Keep talking.
Thanks for
Thanks.
having me. I wanted to touch on it because I feel like when this kind of conversation is had, even though I skim through a lot of these conversations on here on YouTube because I don't do anything outside of it. I'm
Mhm.
like the numbers should be more, but it kind of it goes to show you like our people. I have this philosophy about people who listen, right? Like
Mhm.
the ones actually listen and try to learn or add to it where they can kind of give some ideas, implement their thoughts, and then you got somebody else that's listening for the controversy, so they can kind of run back until
Mhm.
the opposition was being discussed,
So.
and that's kind of problematic too. And like I said, I understand what you're saying. I
Mhm.
don't worry about it because I try to push forward. Like I can't really worry about what
Mhm.
someone else is doing. The only problem I have, like even when I'm discussing this on my platform, if you don't step forward and
Mhm.
give your thoughts, then you can't really complain about the problems in your community plaguing you because you're not willing to fight for nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion though. So I ain't trying to offend nobody in the chat. It's just
Well,
that's how it is.
it's good to have a good debater sometimes because they're listening to what you're
Right.
saying, and it gets so strong to them that they just got to find something wrong in there somewhere, something that they got to debate about. Keep doing what you're doing because you're setting fire to a lot of folks, and that's all right because you're speaking the truth. It's okay. See, everybody knows the problem. We all know the problem. We trying to get to a solution. We could talk about the problem all day long, but we need to talk about the solution. And see, that's people want to talk about, oh, well, this, that, another, and this, that, another. But when it's time to talk about the solution, that's when everybody get quiet. Because
That's the
number
truth.
one,
Yeah.
they don't want to get out there and do nothing. They just want to talk.
Right.
So keep saying what you're saying. So that's why you put a little sting to them. So it's okay. It's okay. It's supposed to, because it's gonna make them think. And trust me, when they go on somebody else's platform, they're gonna repeat the same word that you saying. So it's okay. It is okay. Yep. Keep doing what you're doing. Yep. So, I thank you for coming up and, chit chatting. I mean, expressing yourself. And like I said, keep doing what you have to do. And like I said, if there's one person out there that you can be a big brother to, that's fine because it starts with one. We can't save the world, but we could save one person.
Right. One, well, the courage of one can make a big difference. That's what I say.
Exactly. Exactly. You can't waste energy on people you feel that about. Keep reaching because others do want to contribute, learn, others may change their minds. Exactly, Tiffany. You're right about that. You're right about that. That is so true. Yes. So thank you for coming on up, Chia.
No problem. I will be live tomorrow around noon because we're on the same time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Y'all check out Problem South. Type the word faith in there, Problem South, for people to come check you out.
All right. So thanks for having me, Deborah. Take care. You and Catherine, shout out. Have a good night. Take care. Have a solemn evening. I will talk to you soon.
You too. You too. Thank you, bruh. Yes. So I wanted to like I said, we know the problem, but we have to come up with the solution. The only solution I have for here in New York City is the two organizations that are brother and sister together. One is on my join button, not another child. Not another child. I am feel strongly about because that is a sister in my church that started another not another child, meaning slain to gun violence, and because her child was slain in at the age of 15 through gun violence. So she took her pain and turned it into something else that his legacy will live on and on and on. And that's what we have to do sometimes. We have to take our pain and put it to something that's going to benefit other people that's going through also. And you could, I'm always talking about not another child. You can watch the video on my join button. Just click the join button. You're going to see a video about not another child. We get out there, we protest. We have different type of organization. I'm going to show a little something up here tonight. But our brother program is Man Up. Man Up. Let me see if I can put this up here. Yes. Man Up is the organization, one block at a time from let me see if I can find the where is it? Okay. It's from our brother and Andre Mitchell. How he got started was by Deshaun Hill, an 8-year-old who was slain by a stray bullet as he walked from his house in East New York, you know, going to school with his stepbrother and his siblings. And he was slain through with gun violence. And that's how he got to work in his community and whatnot. And he is, I mean, it's a fantastic he's a fantastic pillar in his community. And Man Up Inc., the organizations that's within his community, within his organization, are these programs within the youth pillar, the community pillar, employment, and it's for young adults, men and women. And they have job development, they have peace walks. They also have gun violence awareness, anti violence pillar. He had the fatherhood pillar, where talks to these men about being dads. He have music and arts for our young adults. He had the emergency care for troubled teens, sports and recreation. He had a lot going on in his in the thing that he does, and all the services is in New York City, but he does support outside of New York City also. He always also has, people, if you live in the New York City area, where you can volunteer for Man Up. And like I said, there's programs out there that you can be a part of, and also too, he'll have you grow from there too. Whatever what you're trying to do for your neighborhood and your community, he can advise you and mentor you in that. So it is just fantastic. He's just a fantastic guy, and he also has classes where on the dates for each class that it brings our young people off the streets. Come on in and sit down, have that talk, get into a few little things that they have there. And I think it's just fantastic. It's just fantastic. These are the things that be going on in his organization. And Let's see. And this is just a gallery of the people that he served in the community and within the group. This is his team. This is him right here, Andrew Mitchell, Andre Mitchell. Yes, and he's in the East New York section of Brooklyn. He has also ties with councilmen and, our other people that helps him in the community also. That's, yes. So I really, really, when our sister needs him, not another child, he is there. He is there. So I appreciate everything that he does is just on point. On point. Yes. Youth development, that's showing us what we need. So there are places out there. We just have to involve ourselves and find out you have to find out what's going on in your neighborhood. You have to find out what's going on your neighborhood, because there are programs out there. We just have to know where they are. We have to know where they are and what's going on. So it's just getting involved in your community. Getting involved in your community. Let me see. Can I change this thing here? Yes. This is the organization that I'm affiliated with, is Not Another Child. And y'all could, like I said, y'all could see this on my join button where I did a video of not another child. And they are for this, all the things that goes on with Not Another Child. They have with Not Another Child, the programs are Out of the Hood Project. It helps folks come from out of your hood, and the It Explores Project enables participants to experience career and cultural diversity through reading, research, and excursions to cultural diverse areas and underexposed careers. Youth see things outside of their daily surroundings. And you'd be surprised how many New York City kids just be within the boroughs and have not been outside of their own city. She has the Ron King Plan for Change sports program, which is the name after her son. She had the Heal, Recover, and Grow Brown Boys Book Club, Buds, Brothers, Uncles, Dads, and Sons Mentorship Program. And she had things for mothers that have coping with the loss of their children, a support group. She has workshops, time to think youth, ages 9 to 16. You have to think before you react. Start strong, finish strong, and stay strong. Yes. not another child. These places are located in Brooklyn. They are located in Brooklyn. And this is the founder, mother, community activist, and change agent, Orisa Napa Williams. She came on our live the other day, but she was distracted because she misplaced her wallet. But we're going to invite her back again so she can come up and just talk about the organization and stuff like that. So yes, they are two great organizations. So it's good to get involved in your community because there are people that's out there that you can group with. They have those the motorcycle club. They have a lot of social clubs out there where they feed the community and do a lot of things for the community. You know, them guys they wear those jackets and whatnot. You know, they have the little vest with their little thing back there. No, they're a gang, all right. They're a gang for feeding their community and taking care of their community. And they all have their own little social organization that they be in. And during Christmas and holidays and stuff like that, they feed the hungry and stuff like that. There's a lot going on out there that we just don't know because we don't get out there and look. We don't get out there and look, or they're not really out there like popping, that's really gravitating. Sometimes you have to go and find them. And when you go and find them, you'd be so surprised at how much they're out there doing that you had no clue. That you had no clue. So yes, I hope she found it. Oh yeah, she did. It was in her car. She found her wallet. So we're gonna invite her back again, and she'll come up and just speak to our young people. And like I said, it may be all adults up here, but it's always somebody that's coming back. When you check those views and you see somebody that came back, they done looked at this, they done looked at that. That's why it's always good to leave something positive on your channel, because somebody's going to always come back and take a look, and you don't know how that may help somebody. You know, that may help somebody. And that's what I always pray on my channel, that when I go off, that somebody comes in and I may be a help to them in whatever, be it a scripture, be it a good word, be it an influence, be it anything that I could leave them with. I pray to God that I touch somebody's heart and that they not only see me, but they see you. They see you and would want to be like, wow, you know, I never thought about this, or I never thought about that. So never think that what you say or what you're doing is so tedious, even down to your cooking. Whatever your platform is always somebody that's watching. There's always somebody that's watching. Yes. You'd be surprised how many of those bikers are accounted. Yeah, that's true. That is so true, Tiffany. And that's what a lot of people don't know. You know, they have a lot of good stuff going on in those little social clubs and whatnot. You know, that is so true. I bet you're the same Deborah they call Eyes, right? You mean Eyes Love to Talk? Eyes Love to Talk is somebody else. Yeah, Eyes is somebody else. Eyes Love to Talk is she has her own channel. She's somebody different, if that's who you're talking about. Yeah, with two different people. But she's into the community also, you know, because she's raising 5 boys. So she's really into, you know, don't want her kids to be subjected to the streets, because they're getting of that age where your child, you got to let them go. They have to go to school. They have to go to the store. They're going to get out there and socialize. They're going to be with their peers. So she has to let them go. So that's why she's so involved on what can she do to save our youth also. I know you, the Deborah who called her. Oh, yes, I am. Yeah, I know what you're saying now. Yes, I am. Hmm. Yes, I am. So, like I say, if you be so, I not only do ministry here, but behind the scenes, I do a lot of ministry behind the scenes. So, you know, that's when you know people gravitate to what you're saying because they want to talk to you. They want you to pray for them. They want you to be that listening ear. They want your advice and stuff like that. So, you know, you just be your think whatever God gives you, do it to the best of what it is. You want to get up there and cook, be the best cook that you is. 'Cause there's a lot of folks out there that don't know how to cook. So when they watch you, that's what they do, and you start building a relationship with some people. Yes, yes. So that's all I wanted to talk about. But check out my join button if you want to see more of Not Another Child. Um, if you're in the New York area, what I do anyway, and um, people that join my not another child, be it for a week, be it one time, be it for a month. I don't care what you do or how you do it. You can just watch the video because that's a blessing also. But all my proceeds from Not Another Child goes directly to Not Another Child, added to what I choose to give them also. Because everybody has somebody in their family that was lost in some type of violence, in some type of violence. I know I have. So just losing my nephew in the 80s has always stuck with me because we lost him through gun violence. So I have from that point on, it was like always a touchy thing for me when people get killed by these illegal guns that have to be off the street. So we go to legislators and stuff like that. She sits and she talks to them about what's going on in the community and what changes should be made because sometimes it takes people from the hood to speak to the higher ones who don't live in the hood, you know? So yes. Um, then I know you helped her. My spidey senses was going off bad and you got her. So I know you are okay. Yeah, thank you. Your spidey senses was going off. Okay. Yeah, I do have to. I found Man Up here too. I didn't realize it existed. Yeah, Man Up is they're good. They are good, 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 good. I'm so sorry. Oh, no problem. That was years ago. You take your pain and you turn it into your vision, and you turn that pain into joy, and the joy is helping somebody else, just helping somebody else. Yeah, just helping somebody else. That's what it's all about, just being a help to somebody else. So my hour is up, my good people. I don't like to be on here no more than an hour because people have to get to work tomorrow, go to school tomorrow. Just sit back and relax and chill. And I took up enough of your time. I want to thank you all for coming in. Let me shout y'all out. Lucinda Baxter coming in to show her support. Thank you so much. Faith Joy, thank you so much. I called you. Let's get rid of this here trolly troll right here. Thanks to Troll for coming in and hanging out for a little bit. Okay, I must have blocked him already. Oh, I gotta refresh my page. Okay. Thank you, Mike, for coming in. Yes. Let's see. Proud mixed child, always leaving a word of wisdom. I thank you so much. That's my nephew. Rock Just Living. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing your words of wisdom. Also, your thoughts and everything else. Thank you so much. Craft by Road, thank you for coming in also. Take care of that grandbaby because I know you love that grandbaby. Fine as wine. Thank you, nephew, for popping in. Thank you so much. And Tiffany, you have been a blessing. Thank you for hanging out with me. And I know I subscribe to you too. I want to encourage the supporters that just visit channel just to support. Make a video or two and put it on your channel so you can be easy to find. Because right now you're just supporting, but you never know later on down the road what you want to do. You may want to be a content creator one day. So by visiting channels, let people support you back. Because when it's time for you, if you do decide to want to be a content creator and start making videos, at least you'll have subscribers already, and all you have to do is just work on those hours. So I always encourage my supporters to make videos because God has more in store for you. You know, he has more in store for you. So take advantage of it now while you're doing all this visiting, all this looking, and all this supporting. Drop your link and be sure that they support you back, because I had this channel since I forgot when, maybe 2017, 18, something like that. It's on the About page. Whenever I had it, I used to use YouTube just for looking at movies. Never thought all this existed because I never was into YouTube like that until my sister got into it. Since the pandemic is when I started utilizing my YouTube channel through my granddaughter, number one, because she used to have her little mud bangs. We make her little videos. I used to jump in there with her. It used to be granddaughter and Nana. So I said, I got a YouTube page. Let me, because, things I want to talk about, she got a children's page. So let me, try something else. My sister helped me along the way, connected me with people that helped me along the way. And I started helping other people along the way. And that's where I'm at now. I say in 2 years, almost 2 years, is where I'm at now. So I thank God for the platform, because I still wanted to get out there and minister. But at that time, we was all on lockdown and couldn't go nowhere. So this was my platform. I use it. I thank God for it. And he just equips me to do the more and the more and the more, and to keep putting it out there. And that's what I do. So, like I said, I am Deborah Ketchum by Faith, from the streets to the church. Have a great night. Thanks for keeping me company while cooking. No problem, Tiffany. No problem at all. Great topic, guest with PMC. You're good. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. God's going to use him. God's going to use him. He may not know it yet, but God is going to use him. He has a lot on the inside, a lot. So, and it's pouring out. It's just God just got to start putting things in place. It'll come in place for him. I believe that in Jesus' name. So, guys, thank you for coming. Thank you for hanging out with me for a while. Thank you for listening to all I had to say. And this is your girl, Deborah Ketchum by Faith, from the streets to the church. We're here. I am your inspirational, motivational speaker, where I talk about everything from the streets to the church. Wash them hands, wear that mask, social distance, keep God first in all you do and say, and keep being the greatest you that you can ever be. Good night.